time that we're having a ban on interstate travels, so many cases of Fulani people in containers, in big trucks, big lorries, being accosted en route to southern Nigeria from the north. And the question we ask is, who is allowing this movement to get even to the point that many of them were stopped in Edo State, in Delta, in other parts of East already? How did they get through security in all these other places, all the way from the north, and made it down there to the south? How? This is what we've been talking about in Nigeria under Buhari. From all indications right now, it appears that the Ruga politics of COVID-19 is gradually unfolding before our eyes. While we stay completely restricted, while we were even locked down, only God knows how many they have moved to our place to neutralize the population. I don't know how many people remember that season. I think it was 2018 or so, when there were too many Muslim migrants pouring into Europe. It was all in the news. And they were labeling them people who were refugees, political prisoners. And we kept asking questions. Why is it that amongst all these political prisoners, amongst all these refugees, where are the women and children? Where are those women? Where are those kids? Only able-bodied men. This is the same thing we are seeing in this situation. Able-bodied men. Solid guys in their hundreds pouring into southern Nigeria, so that when the lockdown is finally relaxed and everything is lifted, our people will wake up to a population of Fulanese that is almost next in number to the indigenous population there. And you know how these people function. The moment the population increases, they will start seeking representation in government, in every aspect of leadership in that state. And of course, because they control everything in Abuja, they control the executive, the legislature, the judiciary, they will get whatever they want. This is Ruga all over again. And this is why a lot of Nigerians, a lot of the indigenous peoples of this country called Nigeria are so fed up with all this nonsense. It seems the laws that are made in the country are made only for one set of the people, and the other people are not meant for the laws. When billions of naira was raised for COVID-19 relief, our people were openly told, the Southerners, that they did not have any need for the money, which was why I stood up. I began to raise money, and I was sending money to people all over the country. And like I always boast, there was not a single tribe in Nigeria that did not receive money from me. Even when the thing was relaxed, people are still calling for money, because a lot of businesses have been destroyed completely. This is the type of double standard that led Yoruba people to go and register themselves with the UNPO. The UNPO recently was reported on this day, and everybody was talking about. I mean, the UNPO is not like United Nations. It's an independent body. It's a body of people who are not represented at the UN. People who come together, sit around the table and discuss their plight and discuss what they have to do to get to the next level in their fight for freedom. So it's not really anything that hugely significant. But you know what makes it extremely significant, especially for the Yoruba people? It's a sign that the Yorubas are sending a message a signal across to the world that now we want to become a nation of our own. They are now making it open that we are fed up with the Federation of Nigeria. That's what makes it very significant. Nothing more. Therefore, Wazirike also took Biafra there. They registered as well. Nothing too significant except for the fact that it's a psychological warfare. That listen, we are tired. We will not continue to live in a nation that is being ruled with a useless constitution that was imposed on her, that was never from the people. Nigeria is a totalitarian state. It's not a democracy. And what the colonials are planning to do now is, because they have seen that we are rejecting their vaccination plot against our people, the next thing you're going to see is they're going to use this evil to start some crisis somehow. And when they start crisis, I said this in one of my early videos, when the crisis begins, it will look like war, and then they will send in soldiers, and then everything they couldn't do from the National Assembly, they will now be able to do it by force. This is the destiny of our people. Nigeria has become a shadow of itself. It just needs to die, that new nations may emerge. Because what we have now in Nigeria is not a nation. When one tribe is in charge of every single thing, while we were busy talking about COVID-19, trying to break down what is going on, the people were busy stuffing our regions with their people, getting them ready for action. And all we do is make noise on social media. All our people do is make noise on social media. We don't sit down to think and plan. We fight ourselves. We fight each other. I don't pay attention to all kinds of nonsense on social media, but I've been seeing some types of videos where people go to the stream and make incantations against their fellow Igbos. Where some people go in front of the shrine, oh, we will do you this, and you are so silly. Why not use your shrine and your diabolical powers to kick the Fulanis out of our land? You will not do it. Then you're busy threatening your fellow Igbos, threatening your fellow Southerners. We will do you this, we will kill you, we will this. Can you take the Fulanis out of our land? They're raping our women. This is how stupid our people have been. Showcasing your stupidity and foolishness on social media everywhere. They're making incantation, removing chicken head and doing all this useless stupidity. Go and do it and chase them out. We will all come and worship your God. The day the devil convinced you that it was okay to turn your back on God, that was the day the devil finished all of you. Igbos, Southerners as a whole, we must run to God while it is still early. All we know how to do is to fight against ourselves, fight amongst ourselves. But watch the people who are coming to take over our land. They are so united. One single signal sent, all of them will receive it and they will act accordingly. They don't waste time. They move like a herd of sheep. Just say one word, all of them get the signal, they move. You will never get that with Southerners. We are too intelligent for ourselves. We are too proud. The only people that even impress me a little bit are the Yorubas. They take the time. All you hear is, you just hear action. I'm impressed by that. But at the end of the day, the same southern disease is still killing all of us. We need to come together. We need to unite. This enemy is a huge enemy. The thing that is about to happen to us if we don't act fast now, it is evil. It is a total takeover because they know that 2023 is not going to be so easy if at all 2023 ever happens. Anybody who drops any voice of disunity should be excommunicated, should be kicked away. Reject any voice of disunity. Let's come together like the people we are fighting against. It's so clear now that we're not dealing with normal people. We're dealing with people who are bent on obliterating us. Let us reason, Southerners. Let's reason. Let's reason like people. You tell them that they are illiterate, they are not educated, they don't know anything. But look how they are functioning and working. The same illiterate guys are the ones now running everything. That's why the British is holding them tight, using them against you and I. Do you know how much Nigeria is owing over your head? If this man leaves power now, do you know whether China is actually coming to take over your village and your towns? The money they borrowed that they did not even give to those of us in eastern Nigeria, at the end of the day, we are going to be part of the people who will pay for it. Do you know the one that they have signed with China? Look at all the lending that's taking place in Nigeria. Borrowing from everywhere, every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Who's going to pay for all that? We need to bring an end to it and let the world know that we are all independent indigenous communities. That there is nothing that is tangible that is binding us together. Bring down the fiasco called the 1999 Constitution. It's a useless document. Our people did not decide it, just like they went to Berlin and decided the borders of Africa. That's how they went and sat somewhere and decided the Constitution we use in Nigeria. Enough is enough, Southerners. Come together. The die is cast. I want everybody to share this message. Our people need to get this message and stop fooling around. Let's begin to think. Let's begin to think. Division will not take us anywhere. We need to band together. That's the only way we can win.